Hello and welcome to the Never Lose Your Nerd channel. I'm Brandon.
I'm Diana,
Today we're going to do a video over the Netflix show,
The Witcher.
We're coming to you again today with another husband and wife show. It's going to be, again, more mature audience. That said, the Netflix show, The Witcher. Definitely not kid friendly, so just be forewarned. And this will be total spoilers review, so we'll get into it. Well, what's your thoughts just right off the bat of how you thought the series went, the season?
Well, it is good. If you started at the beginning, if you have never read the book or knew anything about The Witcher, you will get confused in the first episode.
First few episodes. And she's sick, so sorry.
Yeah, I'm
She
sorry.
sounds bad.
Yes, I'm with a cold. But anyways, yeah, the first episode, you will not be able to understand because they go like back and forward. Like they go in the future and then they go back in the past.
Yeah, it's like present, future, past, all in
Right?
one.
Like it's like Geralt, like The Witcher is in the present and then all the other stuff are in the past.
Our main character is Geralt of Rivia. He's a Witcher, which
Which
they're
is
called.
Henry Cavill.
Yes, they're called mutants, which is kind of cool. I guess they're born like that, or I guess there's some kind of I don't know the full extent. I said I haven't read the books, I haven't played the video game, so I really didn't know either. I just heard a lot of good word of mouth talk about it. That it's probably gonna be a good show. But do you know like how they become Witchers?
They do the same thing what they do with the sorcerers or witchers. Mm-hmm. They go through, some kind of ritual just the same as, I guess we're gonna go with Jennifer, but Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Yeah.
What are they? They're called mages, right?
Yeah.
Jennifer was a mage. Yeah, we won't get to that quite yet, but yeah, Geralt is a Witcher. Like I said, they do have to go through trials, which he was abandoned as a child, right?
Who, him?
Yeah.
No, his mother took him because I think in one of his visions, his mom is kind of like a witch.
Yeah. Well, come to find out at the end of the series, he does meet his mother, but I won't jump too far. But yeah, he's the main character. I mean, honestly, in the beginning, I was kind of hard to stick me. I watched the first episode, the first couple, and I was kind of like, I really don't know. This show, it's okay. Henry Cavill's acting was all right. His voice was like his Batman. I'm Geralt, leave me alone. I was like, it was kind of, I don't know.
What does his character?
Yeah.
He's supposed to have no dialogue, like no emotions, right? Because he's like like a monster hunter.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have any sense. What's the word? Feelings for nothing.
Yeah. No, I understand. Like I said, it took me a few episodes to kind of get into it, because it was kind of confusing. I said, what the hell is going on? But eventually it got better. At the end, I was like, okay, I got it now. Kind of like Watchmen. Watchmen was very confusing, and eventually it all tied in together at the end.
Yes.
But yes, also Yennefer was one of the main characters. There's like 3 different main characters that all meet up eventually at one point.
Yeah, it's Geralt, Rivia, Jennifer, and
Yennefer.
Yennefer.
Yeah, with
the
Y.
Y. Yeah, Yennefer and Ciri.
Yeah, Cirilla.
Cirilla.
I think they call her Ciri for sure.
Ciri, yeah, but it's Cirilla.
Yeah, Cirilla is the princess of Cintra, which the main thing is like Cintra, and then it shows Nilfgaard. Or Nilfgaard is basically like taking over the world like an army. So, yeah, Yennefer, I liked Yennefer. She was like the main one that I was like liking and rooting for, because how she started off.
And another thing is, the show has a lot of nudity. A lot.
Yeah.
Like, too much. I mean, I don't mind it. Cause,
I mean, for her, there was not enough Henry Cavill nudity.
But
too many girl nudity.
Yeah, it was a lot of girls nudity. But, I mean, sometimes it didn't even make sense why it was all the nudity, but I guess.
Yeah, I think that's just for Netflix, just for just for the mature rating. They just kind of go too far sometimes on some shows. But yeah, I was rooting for Yennefer's character because she started off as like a hunchback, kind of deformed. Her mouth was messed up, and it showed her dad. Was that her real dad?
No.
Okay, it wasn't her real dad.
No, because even in the, I don't know if it's the first episode or the second episode when she is with the other guy, which he's a sorcerer too.
He was like a spy, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were spying into each other, but she told him that she is actually mixed with elf, which that was one of their ancestor from back then before, there were sorcerers and all that stuff. It was the elf who was ruling.
Yeah, she was like a quarter, half elf or something like that.
Yeah, she was like a half elf. Her dad was an elf.
Yeah, because the elves were the main people with the powers, right?
Yes.
Didn't they say they created that place where the all the mages and the sorcerers were?
Yes,
They
where
created
the
that?
guy was there and trying to clean all those scalls and stuff like that.
Yeah, the guy she ended up liking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she showed her in the beginning, like people were picking on her. She transported to this like tomb or like kind of like I don't know, it's like underground tunnel.
Yeah, it
or
was
something.
it was like a tomb or where the guy was like studying the skeletons and the skull from the elf.
Do you remember his name?
No.
Yeah, we had to look it up. The guy's name was Istrid, right?
He's a sorcerer.
Yeah, he was the one where she transported in, and then they ended up kind of falling in love, and she was like kind of liking him. Then come to find out, he was a spy from the guy that was in the beginning, Henry Cavill ran into and wanted him to kill the girl, and then he ended up killing the girl. It was kind of back and forth, remember?
Yeah.
The girl wanted him to kill the sorcerer wanted him to kill the girl, and then he ended up killing the girl.
No, but that's the different sorcerer, what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, he was working for him, though, remember? Because
yeah, not like literally working for him. It was kind of like he's apprentice. Kind of like Jennifer. Yennefer. I'm sorry. Kind of like Yennefer with Tisaya.
Tisaya? Okay.
Yeah. Tisaya, it was the main witch who trained everybody else to become the sorcerers for every king and every kingdom.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like the how do they call them? Like as the king, and then the kind of like the right hand.
Yeah, just advisors.
The advisors, like
Yeah, I guess also to protect them too, so they have power, so they can protect them also. But yeah, like I said, I was rooting for Yennefer mainly, and then she ended up changing, and she got her powers. She kind of cheated, right? She didn't have to go through the trials. She had the guy like make her to where she couldn't have a kid, took out her uterus and burned it, and then she became beautiful. So she kind of like took a shortcut.
Not really, because that was still gonna happen. But then what happened is that the council, the ones that they decide to send them to every city or wherever they're gonna go, they decide for her not to go to. She was gonna go to what city did you say?
This is either Nilfgaard or Sintra.
Yeah, they were gonna send her to Nilfgaard, and she didn't want to go there. She wanted to go to another one that is more.
Didn't she end up going to the one where she walked into that party and then it was like the red-haired guy
with the blonde
ended up liking her or something?
Yeah.
So she went with him, right?
They were not going to send him with him. She was gonna go to a different one. Whenever the council find out that Yennefer was part elf, they didn't want to send her to that city because that city, it was the main one that did not like elf or someone that have elf blood in it. So they rejected her to go to that city.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly which one.
She ended up going to, she got so mad, and then they were giving the other part to.
Yeah, it was I don't remember her name, but it was one of the other sorceress which she ended up playing a big part in the end. Um, yeah, well, we also see Cirilla.
Frigilla. Frigilla is her name, the black girl.
We also got to see Cirilla, which is the princess of Sintra. She was the little girl whenever we saw Queen Calante, which she was the big badass queen. She was the one always fighting, killing people. That's all she wanted to do was go kill some folks.
Yeah.
She was funny. And then, yeah, I didn't write down every name, but she was married to a guy, which I thought he was the king. I thought he would have had the power, but no, the queen had the power.
Because she was the queen. He was not a king. He
was
became a king after he married her.
Okay. Well, I guess she probably already had the power, and then he married into it. So, but yeah, come to find out, I mean, it went back and forth a lot. Like we saw them, and then later on, it would show whenever Gerald went to the kingdom, it showed it like in the past, because then Cirilla wasn't even born, and it showed Queen Calante before they got destroyed and taken over by Nilfgaard. So, like I said, it was jumping around a lot that I wasn't really aware of, so it was kind of confusing for me.
Yeah, it's just back and forward, back and forward.
Yeah. But like I said, it ended up catching you up in the end, and everything tied itself together. But the other guy, well, one guy who was really annoying was that singer. I was glad they finally got rid of him the last 2 episodes. I was like, yes.
It was, his name even is so gay.
I didn't even pay attention to
it. Dandelion? Is Dandelion. Yeah, it's the bar singer.
Yeah, supposedly in like the video games, he plays a bigger part, and he's called like, the Dandelion or something. I don't know. How's it going to your Witcher?
Oh, I hated it every time he would like sing that song.
He was pretty annoying. Glad they finally got rid of him at the end. But yeah, and then also Cirilla ended up having powers too. Remember, she would like scream real loud,
just like her mother.
Yeah, her mother had powers too.
And then I don't know if you caught in one of the episodes, but whenever Queen Calante said that the powers had passed her granddaughter, just like it did with her, because Queen Calante didn't have powers, but the daughter did.
Right.
So the daughter got the powers from Queen Calante's mother. So it was Queen Calante's mother. She had powers. Queen Calante did not have power, but then it skipped a generation, she said. And I thought, since your mother had the power, I thought you would have been skipping that power, but she got the power, just like her mother.
I think she probably got the power because whenever they did the Law of Surprise, she ended up being Geralt's daughter. So I think that's probably why she got the powers, because he had powers. So maybe that's why she got it, because he had powers. He's a Witcher. He's a mutant. And then he impregnated through whatever crazy thing that was, the Law of Surprise. She got pregnant, and then the daughter had powers. So I think that's probably why she got powers too.
And her hair is so blonde.
Yeah.
Silver color.
And then The Witcher, I heard that Geralt, I mean, he doesn't have white hair for a reason.
Geralt.
It's just Geralt, whatever.
No, Geralt.
Geralt. I mean, he has white hair, but there's no significance in it. Some people might think there is, but normally the Witchers have like dark hair. It was just kind of like a freak
He's the
thing.
white wolf.
Yeah, they call him the White Wolf, which they stole that from Game of Thrones. Or did Game of Thrones steal it from them because the books had come out probably... Well, I don't know, because Game of Thrones was written a long time ago, so I don't know. I want to get off topic. But what else? What else was like interesting to you in the show? Or
well, there was a thing about Yennefer. I really liked the character. I just thought that they could. I mean, it's the first season, like there's gonna be more stuff, surprises in the second season. Yeah. But I just think that they could have done more with her character. Since she has powers, she could have done more. Like just not just the fact that she can transport to other places, but they could have made her to do more. There was a war where there was like half of the sorcerers were against to fight with Nilfgaard, and the other one were about to fight, not to do anything to defend was it Central, right?
Well, Centra had already been destroyed.
So what was the other?
I don't remember.
I think they were just trying to defend the territory,
Yeah.
so Nefgar won't go any farther.
Yeah, because I think they said if they take this city, basically they'll take either. I can't remember if they were going north. I
Everything
think it was
else.
like the north. But basically, yeah, they were basically just rampaging, just going through, trying to take over the whole continent. I think in this show, the place is called the continent. I think that's what it's called.
But I think, like I said, they could have made Yennefer more badass. You know, like with like a badass power or something like that. I know transporting is pretty cool, but they could have done even better. You know, like because they made it seem like she's like really good. You know, like at the beginning, whenever they're training her, they want her because she's good, or she's like
Has a lot of potential.
right to be a good sorcerer.
She ended up being really powerful because at the end, like the whole city was on fire, and then she like sucked in all the fire, and then she shot all the other Nilfgaardian whatever soldiers with it. So she basically like helped win the war, and then she disappeared, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you didn't see where she go, but she was hurt though.
Yeah,
She
got
was
stabbed
hurt because
before
she
that.
had stabbed by the
blonde girl.
yeah, one another of the sorcerers that it was with her team, but they got like
Yeah, the other girl ended up like taking over their minds because
their Fringilla.
because the boy like dropped the thing into the little potions they had and blew it up. Like I said, there was a bunch of fire that were basically destroying them. Then Yennefer, sucked in all the fire and turned it back on them, and that's basically how they won. So she disappeared. Don't know where she went. And then I kind of want to get through this, kind of everything that happened. And then, well, we didn't go over Geralt fighting the Striga. What was that? When it was the princess or the lady ended up turning into that monster, and he fought. Remember down in the tombs or
Yeah. Well,
That
that
thing
was
was
more
ugly.
like that was an abortion. Not abortion, but it was a fetus walking around. It was an unborn baby. So the story was that the girl was pregnant when she died, and she got cursed. And whenever she got cursed, the baby was alive, became alive, and started eating everybody. You know, because
Yeah, I don't think I
he was
remember
dead
everything.
inside, but because she was cursed, and the person that cursed her, it was the guy that it was her lover, but I think the baby was her brother's, because her brother and her were being.
like did he do it to her without her wanting it, or did she? Were they in a relationship? Incest.
Well, I don't think she wanted it because obviously she was with this other guy, but I guess it was like something they gotta do, you know, like they have to be mates,
Yeah.
brothers and sisters, which is nasty.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember all that. So I'll take your word for it. That one part I remember, I kind of really wasn't following it that well.
You didn't understand that part.
No, so I think I probably kind of tuned out a little bit on that part. But yeah, he ended up turning her back into a woman, and then later on it shows Geralt. Well, we also had dragons in this show, which that was cool too.
Not as good as freaking, you know, Game of
There
Thrones.
was no Drogon, but
I know, nothing like that.
he ended up being the guy though. The gold dragon ended up being the guy.
But I would have think they're gonna put like a muscly guy, you know, like ain't good looking, you know, but like a short guy, like smaller than me, no sense of, no posture, nothing. Anyways, and then they put like a puny dragon, you know, and it's like the golden dragon. I mean, it was cool, don't take me wrong, but I would have think that they would have make it more like, I guess they were trying for people not to figure out that he was the dragon. And then the two girls that he had with, the warriors, I guess, that were like protecting him, the protectors.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense, but let's keep going with that. Why would a dragon would need two protectors? Like, I don't understand. He's a freaking dragon. He can spit fire. He can blow fire.
Yeah, I don't know if they were going to protect the other dragon because the other dragon had an egg there that they were trying to protect it, maybe? I don't know.
The dragon with the egg, it was the mate from the golden dragon. And the egg is the baby. So that's why he was protecting it.
Yeah.
Because it's his baby. But I would think a dragon would be able to protect his mate and the baby. I just don't understand what he need two humans. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know because he wasn't in dragon form before, so I don't know. They were just there to help him to get to that point, and then he turned into a dragon. I don't know. Like I said, some of this stuff I didn't really understand or get. Kind of didn't make sense to me. But yeah, we had dragons also. And then I said later on, Geralt ended up finding Yennefer. Yeah. And they did the thing. Then we had genies also. My God, there was so much stuff in here. You had genies, which was called, what, a djinn?
Yin.
Something like that.
But they're evil.
Jinn ended up
they're
being
evil yens.
bad. Yeah.
Like demons. Demons. They call it yens, but they're demons inside a bottle.
Yeah, so Yennefer ended up having to fight it off.
No, she actually wanted to take the power from the yin. She wanted to
powers?
Yeah, she wanted to absorb the power. But because she's craving to have a baby, because in her mind, she has lived too many decades that she, like everything is the same and she just want to change. I guess she wants something in her life to fulfill. Yeah. But she have Geralt. What else does she want?
She never really wanted him, though. Their relationship was weird. That kept going on and off. And I don't know. She had a lot of different guys in her life, so.
She said that she's been living for 3 decades.
Yeah, with a lot of people. But yeah, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, Pavetta was the mother of Cirilla, which, like I said, that's the one that Geralt ended up impregnating with the Law of Surprise and the one guy.
Because he saved the hedgehog guy, the guy that married Pavetta.
Hedgehogs are cute, but I wouldn't want that hedgehog as a pet.
He wasn't cute at all. No, but he did change though in the form of a human afterwards. But because he was cursed. In this show, there's a lot of curse. There's a lot of witches, which obviously the name is Witcher. But there is a lot of people it's just
curses,
magic and all kinds of stuff. If this is not your cup of tea, so you're not gonna like it.
There's a lot of fantasy stuff in here.
Which is my cup of tea. I love it.
Well, if Henry Cavill wasn't in it, I guarantee she wouldn't watch this show. But
I watch a lot of shows, and I'm about to watch another one on Netflix. It's named Negra Luna Nera. It's new.
Well, I guess before we wrap it up, at the end, Geralt did end up finding his mother. He was going through the towns where they showed it had already been destroyed, right? And then the guy was helping clean up all the bodies, and then that's when the zombies were coming through, and he ended up getting bit. And then the guy ended up helping him, and then he ended up seeing his mother. Remember?
Yeah, but they were just not visions, but he was dying. How do you call that? Delirious?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, he did see her though.
Yeah, I guess somehow she was healing him in his delirious.
But she did show up, right? That was her.
Yeah, but the guy said, when he said, "Where's the woman?" and the guy said, "Which one? You have said so many names." Yeah.
Yeah, it made it seem like she wasn't there, but I think maybe she was. But he did see her, see what she looked like. So basically what ended up happening is, we fast forward. He ended up getting saved, and then we end up seeing Cirilla, going to that same place. And back before that, she ran into that same lady who the guy ended up being married to that helped Geralt. So it was kind of like a big thing, oh, she's here. Then he's there. We were thinking they were gonna meet up, and then she ran into the forest or the woods to get away. And then he went to the woods, and we meet, and yay, there's my daughter.
I don't think that's his daughter though.
That is his daughter. No. That's the one he impregnated when.
They never said that though, do they?
Yes, because when he did the Law of Surprise, she threw up. Basically, it means that she's pregnant. She was sick, and then she had the kid, which is Cirilla, from Pavetta, and that's his daughter. Mm. Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically how it ends up ending. So, next year we'll see what happens. Or is a new season coming out this year or next year?
I'm not sure. They haven't said anything.
Yeah, so we need to find out where Yennefer went. And what did you think of the trials with Yennefer, with the other sorcerer lady?
What other sorcerer?
Like the stuff she was going through? Did you think she was being like extra mean to her, or was she just trying to push her because she saw more
potentials in her?
Yeah.
You're talking about Tisaya?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tisaya is like that with everybody, and I think she did like Yennefer, and that's the reason why she was pushing her, because she saw a lot of potential in her, but Yennefer didn't see potential on herself. Like, she was not confident at all. I mean, think about it, where she come from. You know, like, not even her dad, it was, but she called him dad, but sold her for 4 coins.
Not even the pigs.
Not even the pigs.
Sell the pigs for more than that.
The pigs were like 6 or 10 coins. 6 coins?
Something like that, yeah.
And then he sell her for 4 coins.
That's messed up.
You know, like, she was like, I'm worth 4 coins. And she was so sad. But, yeah.
Yeah, well, she ended up getting through it, and ended up pushing through, being a successful sorceress, whatever you want to call her.
And we'll see in the next season which sorcerer is alive, who survived. Because they didn't show all the sorcerers that they were alive. They didn't show Tisaya if she was alive.
No, they showed her because she was looking for
Yennefer
but she
was. End. But you can see if she was like, oh well, there, because she had something.
I think she is. I think she's fine. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Whenever they do, I guess the next trailers or more news. Definitely do a. And
I'm pretty sure Dandelion is gonna be in the next season, even though.
Who?
Dandelion.
Oh, the singer.
Yeah, even though Geralt of Rivia told him to get the hay out of Dodge.
But she told him all the time, but he wasn't listening.
Yeah, until that time that he did told him to get out.
Well, thank God he listened, because like I said, he was annoying. Well, anything else before we wrap it up?
I like the show. I mean, they could have. I think they could have done more, you know, kind of like advise people, like put the year, you know, kind of like, you know, like back then, so people will understand when it's coming back and forward, in which, I don't want to say episode, but more which time frame they were.
Yeah, that could have helped, but I guess it was just there to keep you guessing, and then all of a sudden you kind of figure it out, and a light bulb goes off, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Kind of like him.
Yeah.
That he didn't understand all the way. I watched the show 2 times already. I watch it by myself, and then I watch it with him. And I did understand the show, like in the first 2 episodes, that they were coming back and forward. Because the first episode, it shows you like, kind of like the time frame of the middle, you know, what's going on like in the middle of the whole season. It's for y'all to judge. And if y'all like fantasy and, you know, magic and stuff like that, go see it. Go to Netflix and watch it. It has a lot of nudity, a lot of sexual content.
For very mature audiences. So.
It's for, not for kiddos, not teenagers, nothing like that. It's more for like adults. But yeah, I mean, if you like stuff like that, you would like it.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think of it. And if y'all would, like the video, subscribe to our channel, hit the button for notifications, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.